Enjoy the convenience of 7 days a week banking and extended hours with Cube from First Arkansas Bank and Trust. Member FDIC. It's time for From the Short Grass with Trey Schaap, a golf podcast for those who love golf, struggle with golf, and just like to enjoy the outdoors and fellowship with friends, all while chasing a ball around trying to put it in a 4 1/4 inch diameter hole. From the Short Grass is brought to you by Blackman Auctions. For over 80 years, better auctions have always been Blackman Auctions. By MinnowsPlus.com. From baits to waders, if it helps you catch a fish, they have it. And now, from the Short Grass, here is your host, Trey Schaap.
Welcome back to another edition of From the Short Grass. I'm your host, Trey Schaap. I hope you have been able to survive the heat that has already hit this summer. It is getting hot out there and humid as all get out. It's U.S. Open week. Torrey Pines, La Jolla, California, the South Course. 7,606 yards. Now, the last time that the U.S. Open was held in La Jolla at Torrey Pines, Tiger Woods won in a playoff over Rocco Mediate that went 19 holes. Tiger won it in 2008, and he was playing on a bad knee. Actually had surgery right after that and was out for quite some time. But there will be no Tiger Woods this year. We all know that after his accident in California, he might not be playing golf for some time. Hopefully, he will be able to come back and play at some point in the future. Peacock, Golf Channel, and NBC, they'll have the coverage on Thursday and Friday, and then it's primetime golf. And it's primetime golf on NBC on Thursday and Friday afternoons, but on the weekend, it gets really locked into golf on NBC. 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Central Time on Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sunday, NBC, and they have the third and fourth round of the U.S. Open on Saturday and Sunday. So if you want to avoid the heat, sit on the couch, sit in your easy chair, whatever you do, wherever you watch your golf, relax and watch some great golf from Torrey Pines. It should be a great U.S. Open. Torrey Pines, a public golf course that, yes, you can play. And speaking of courses that you can play, we're going to start a segment on courses that you can play. I'm going to explain to you how you can get on these courses. So the first one that's up is TPC Four Seasons down in Las Colinas, Texas, right there in the Dallas Metroplex. It's very simple. Book you a night at the Four Seasons Resort. The TPC Four Seasons course is there. They have packages that will allow you to include golf with it, and you can play. You get you a tee time, you go out and play. It's the course where the Byron Nelson used to be held. There's a statue of Mr. Nelson there. It's a great golf course. I rode and played one day, and then the next day a lot of rain, so it was cart path only. I decided, well, I'm gonna take a push cart out there, so that's what I did. Play with my buddies and used a push cart, and it was a nice easy walk around TPC Four Seasons. A great golf course, bent grass greens, Bermuda fairways, tough rough, but that is a course that you can play there in North Texas, a place where tour pros used to walk those fairways not too long ago. We've got a treat for you today. We sit down with former Arkansas Razorback and Ole Miss Rebel head football coach Houston Nutt and talk about his golf game and how he got involved in the game of golf. That's coming up on From the Short Grass. Stay with us.
This is Thomas Blackman with Blackman Auctions. Me sponsoring a golf show is great irony. I've been a phenomenally bad golfer for 30 years. I don't know the difference between a penalty area and a bunker. I like it, but I'm really bad. You listen to this show and to Trey because he's a great golfer and knows the game backwards and forwards. I know auctions like Trey knows golf. I've been a professional auctioneer for 30 years. I know auctions. Trey knows golf. Listen to the correct expert. Call me to learn about auctions, not Trey. Since 1938, better auctions are Blackman Auctions.
Minnows Plus is your local source for live bait and live well supplies. They carry the entire line of SureLife products, everything from Better Bait and Finer Shiner to no ammonia products to keep your bait and your catch thriving till you get back to the dock. They are the best source for all your private land ponds. Minnows Plus has fish food and pond fertilizer to keep your pond healthy and thriving all year long. If you own or run a bait and tackle shop and need to resupply, contact Minnows Plus and ask about their wholesale prices. Open to the public and walk-ins are welcome. Find them on the web at minnowsplus.com.
Welcome back to From the Shortgrass. I want to tell you real quick about our friends at Blackman Auctions. Did you know their full-time employees average over 15 years of service, some with 25 plus, and some of their technical and sales people are just a few years in. Therefore, they will be able to focus on your auction like it is their own. That's what you get with Blackman Auctions. Since 1938, better auctions are Blackman Auctions. Now on the tee, it's former Arkansas Razorback and Ole Miss Rebel head football coach Houston Nutt.
Coach, thanks for joining us here on From the Short Grass. Let's talk a little football first before we get into the golf. But what do you think about the job Sam Pittman's doing at Arkansas?
Boy, he's done a great job. Just outside looking in, looked like he's doing a really good job recruiting. But first and foremost, it looks like he loves being there. He loves Arkansas, and that's where it starts. And then from what I understand, being right there from Oklahoma, has always had his eyes at Arkansas and knows a lot about the program. But, man, it looks like he's doing really good. And, of course, recruiting is, that's the lifeline, and looks like he's doing a great job there. So there's a lot of people excited and won some conference games last year. That's been a long time since Arkansas has done that. So he's off to a good start.
That was a tough schedule last year.
Tough. 10 conference games. Anytime you do that, that's very, very difficult.
I know you've been in some of those meetings in Destin where they've been talking about how many conference games we're going to play. There are some that want to go to 9, some want to keep it right at 8. What do you think?
Well, I always loved what we had. 4 conference games, 4 non-conference games, then the 8 conference. I love that. But I can understand now after the fans, you want them in the stands. And especially after this past year, everybody realizes how much we miss the fans and that atmosphere. And so when you play 10, every week was something special. And so I can see adding one. Nick Saban's always been a big proponent of, hey, let's add one. I can understand that. So I'd probably add one and go from there. But, see, I still have a little bit – my heart goes out to the Murray States of the world because I got to coach there, and they need those checks. And so – as bad as it is for fans to watch in November, when you step out of conference, a smaller game, man, it helps a lot. I just wish you could play all the smaller games before the conference season, and it's hard to do that.
We were talking before we got started that you really didn't pick up golf until you were a graduate assistant over at Oklahoma State with Jimmy Johnson.
I like watching it, but I had no idea even how to hit a ball, how to swing or anything. So I never will forget, he come up to me and say, listen, I want you to play golf today. I said, Coach, I don't know anything about golf, man. I want you to play with certain car dealer, and this it's going to be really good for you. Well, I go and make a little switch with another grad assistant. I says, hey, you play golf. You take that. I'll take the beer cart and the Coca-Cola cart. You go play golf. And Jimmy Johnson sees me on the 9th hole passing out some Coca-Colas, and he does his finger like this. Come here. Did I tell you to play golf? I said, yeah, Coach, but you don't want me playing golf. I'll embarrass everybody, and I might hit somebody. I told you to play golf. Go play golf.
Uh-oh.
So that was the first day, all right, I never played golf. And a lot of times when somebody hit a drive, I said, hey, we're good. Let's go. Let's go. And so I just kind of hung in the try. I could always putt. I could, at least get it to the hole there.
Right.
So that was the first start, but really didn't get into it until – about my Murray State days. I off and on maybe a scramble at Arkansas as an assistant, but nothing serious. But once I got to Murray State, when you had to do more fundraisers as a head coach.
Sure.
I said, man, we got to do. Everybody loves golf. Got to do golf. And so I started getting into it, and there's the one shot that I'll never forget. It's that sweet shot. That ball hits right in the middle of the club. I said, whoa, that's it. And so that brought me back. You always hear that about that one shot bring back. Well, that brought me back there at Murray, Kentucky in about 1990. I think it was 3 or 4, 1993 when Mike Cherry just got there. So, man, I kind of got hooked right there. Mm-hmm. And so then I started playing each summer. Our brothers would have 2-on-2.
Oh, yeah.
Basketball versus football coaches. We'd scramble.
Who won?
Oh, basketball coaches would kill us.
What?
Dennis is the real thing now. Dennis is like
Is he the best athlete of the family?
I don't know about that.
Okay.
No, he did make it to the NBA, though, so you got to give it to him. But he is the best golfer, and then Dickie's right behind him, then Danny, then me. I'm bringing
come
up the rear.
on.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Trey. It's bad. But I've gotten better. I've gotten a whole lot better now. And so we had to get a few strokes against these basketball guys.
Of course.
Because I always tease them about, boy, y'all must have a lot of free time because y'all play a lot of golf.
I was going to say, if you find a good football coach that is also good at golf, you've kind of hit the monopoly there, because I would think as a fan base, you don't want your football coach to be too good at golf.
Well, that was Coach Broyles' philosophy. I can promise you that. And Coach Broyles loved golf.
Yes, he did.
He would be swinging in the hallways or in the stands or whatever, always working on chipping and putting and all those things. So you're exactly right.
Coach Broyles, how many times did you get to play with him?
4 times. I got to play with him 4 times where I actually played with him.
Right.
Now, I was at a lot of events with him.
Sure.
But I'm talking about playing with him 4 times.
Okay. Any of those times involve Augusta National?
No.
What?
Trey, no, not one time. Not one time, Trey. But I tell you this, I'm coming back from Hot Springs Razorback Club one night. Coach Broyles and I in the back of the plane. I'm thinking, boy, he's in a great mood. We won a good bowl game, and I got him just right now. So I decided to build up enough confidence to ask him, Coach Broyles, I noticed you took Steve Spurrier, Tommy Tuberville, and some of these coaches to Augusta, and I was wondering if there's any way I can go down there and play with you one time. Houston, I don't want you playing golf right now. I don't want to take you down there. I want you to concentrate on football. I said, well, I know, Coach, but I noticed you took, Spurrier and I want them playing golf. I want them spending all that time on golf, but I want you in the film room. There's plenty of time for golf. And so the message to me was later on. Not now, later on.
Right.
And so he was big on that now. He was big on, hey, golf takes up too much time for coaches. And much as he loved golf, he didn't want his coaches spending a lot of time on the golf course.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I could see that. I could see that from him. Now, you brought the car dealers and media golf scramble to the University of Arkansas. And I think they did that before you were there as well, but you continued it. And I remember one year you brought John Daly in to be on your team. I mean, when you're the head coach, you can stack your team now.
But, hey, I know how to recruit.
Yes.
I know how to recruit.
Yes.
And I love John Daly. John Daly was always right there, so supportive on our sidelines. And I did a couple of charities with him, Make-A-Wish Foundation, and his hands are so unbelievable, so soft, and he's so powerful at the same time on drives and all these shots. And had to have John Daly on my team. And I played with him at on one of the St. Jude's or FedEx.
Sure. Classics.
When he had his pants going.
The loudmouth stuff.
Yeah.
So when you played with him, you didn't use any of your drives that day, I would take it.
Correct. Never did. No, I've never seen anybody that hits a ball where as the ball leaves the club, it disappears. I've never seen anything like it. This guy can hit the golf ball so far.
And he still can.
And that swing,
Yeah.
that club, he always gets on me about, hey, you need to finish your backswing. I'm just trying to make contact, John. My goal is to get the ball in the air. And so I can't take it all the way back. I'm going to miss it or shank it or, slice or whatever. So he's unbelievable. He's so good, so good.
Best golf course in the state of Arkansas you've played?
Ooh, Alotian.
Yeah.
Alotian. Warren Stevens' group is unbelievable. The greens, I've never seen anything like that where that ball rose like a ball on a table. It rose and rose. All you got to do is barely touch it.
What's the best score you've ever shot?
Heritage Ranch.
Okay.
My country club, real close to where I live.
Yeah. Here in Texas.
82.
There you go. You're working on breaking 80, though?
Oh, yeah. But I'm a little ways because I can get to 100 real quick some days. Yeah. I'm probably average around at 90.
Yeah.
But I've come a long way, Trey.
But see, I get that, Coach. I mean, coming from the start where you're still trying to get out there and serve the Cokes and the other beverages to the players to now where you've shot an 82 one time, that's a good improvement.
Yeah.
Well, and you've got time now to work on it there here in the summer, right?
That's right. That's exactly right. And, I love it. I love watching it. Donna can't believe that I'd spend a day watching
What'd you think
golf.
about Phil Mickelson winning
Love
the PGA at 50?
I was pulling hard for him. I love it.
And now he's talking a lot of trash on Twitter. I know you're on Twitter a little bit too, but I mean he's living it up, is he not?
Oh man, he is. But hey, anybody can hit a drive 366 yards at 50 years of age, and those young guys are behind him. Man, I mean, it's unbelievable. And I love his flop. The one thing that if you play with me in a scramble, the one thing you'd say I do consistently is flop. Flop shot.
Yeah.
It's that small, short shot. I love that. I love that shot.
Well, some people can't master that shot. That's a tough shot to pull off.
Tough shot.
But you can do it.
I love it. Now, the first and second shot is a whole other story. You don't want to be around. It's so inconsistent.
It's kind of like what John Daly used to say, or I think a lot of people say, you drive for show, but you putt for dough.
Yeah, that's right.
So, I mean, around the green, that's where you're going to win tournaments and where you can lose tournaments, where you can win money and lose money if you bet any.
That's exactly.
You have any small bets? I mean, I remember Paul Lills and Harry King said they used to play for like a nickel or a dollar.
My brothers and I, every summer, we got about 4 outings where we get after it. We get after it pretty good.
Okay. We said, let's see, we did best course in Arkansas, best course here in Texas. Is it Heritage Ranch?
Well, I'm partial. I'm very partial to it. I've been to the Dallas Athletic Club. Mm-hmm. I've been to the Cowboys Club.
Yep.
That's unbelievable.
Cowboys Golf Club is a nice one.
Club. Now, I've walked Las Colinas.
Yeah, TPC Four Seasons.
Yeah, I walked that right up here at McKinney.
Craig. Craig, TPC Craig
TPC.
Ranch.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, they just had the Byron Nelson there a couple of weeks ago.
That's exactly
right. A lot
right.
of rain down here.
A lot of rain. And what's amazing is we don't usually get much rain here.
Mm-hmm.
So this has been different.
Right. Best golfer that was a former player of yours. Who do you think that is?
Wow. Best golfer, former player, man.
And it doesn't have to be Arkansas. It could be Ole Miss, too, if there was one over there. Mike Cherry, could he play?
Mike Cherry can play. No doubt. I was going to say Mike Cherry.
I know Matt Jones loves the game, too,
Matt Jones, he's good. I'm thinking Jacob Skinner.
Okay. You're going with a punter.
Well, I don't know about number one, but if my memory serves me right, I didn't actually get to play with him. So I played with Mike Cherry a lot.
Sure.
So I'd go Mike Cherry.
Yeah.
I'd go Mike Cherry.
Yeah.
He's strong, and he can hit it a long way.
Now, if Top Golf was around back when you were coaching at Arkansas, I know Coach Pittman has taken the team there. Would that be an outing, a team bonding experience that you would include?
Without question. We always took them bowling, took them swimming and all that. Top Golf would have been right there. No doubt about it.
Why do you think that is?
Here's what's great about it. First of all, you get your team together. You get to laugh. Because somebody's going to hit a bad shot. Somebody's going to miss a ball. Somebody's going to hit the top of the Top Golf ceiling and come back, So you're going to have that. But then there's going to be you're going to have a little competitive spirit going on as well. You're going to make up some teams like we did in bowling. You're always trying to compete. You're trying to win. And so I just think it builds everything. Your teammates, your chemistry, your attitude, your competitive spirit. Top Golf is great. And the food's good, too.
Since you were in Mississippi at Ole Miss, best course there, and I think I know where you're going.
Okay. Without question for me, Waverly.
Yep, Old Waverly.
Old Waverly.
West Point, Mississippi.
Oh, my goodness. West Point, Mississippi. And
the Bryan family has done something really nice over there. Have you gotten to play Mossy Oak, which is just across the street?
Yes.
What do you think about it?
I like it, but I'm Waverly. I'm Waverly.
What is it about Old Waverly?
Character, trees, the way the lakes, the way the greens, everything's so consistent, beautiful. My brothers and I, we still go over there every summer. In fact, we just got back.
Okay.
And so it's great. Great food. And you're right there on the spot. You're in the cottage there, and boy, you're playing from daylight to dark. It is a beautiful, beautiful place. Now, Mossy Oak, I'm not taking anything away from it. It's just more wide open, everything. But I'm a Waverly guy all the way.
Best score you've ever shot at Old Waverly?
Still hadn't got that done yet.
Uh-oh.
Probably 88, 89.
Well, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
Do you eat the bacon down there?
All the time. The best. Have you been there on a Friday when they got Southern fried chicken with a little straw on it? Greens, cornbread. Oof.
Richard Reed, my buddy in Mississippi. Okay, I'm coming on a
Friday. On a Friday now.
On a Friday.
Because it's back now. COVID last year was tough, but it's back now.
All right, what's in the bag? What's in your golf bag? What type of clubs you playing? What's in the bag?
I tell you what now, the driver, it was the Callaway. Okay. I'm a Callaway guy.
Okay.
So I have Callaway clubs.
Yep, just like Phil Mickelson.
Just like Phil Mickelson, but easy with that sentence. But my brother Dennis bought me a Ping driver, and I want to tell you, it's the answer for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got a little mix going here.
Okay. So you got a
Callaway
pink driver.
may not like that, but
Well,
hey, I got a ping driver.
Yep.
And Callaway clubs.
Okay. And an Odyssey putter if you're with Callaway?
You know my putter? I got it from John Daly. Handed it to me. The heavy putter, the heavy
really?
heavy putter. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. John Daly handed you his putter.
Oh yeah, way back. St.
So what did he
Jude.
say when he handed it to you?
Hey, you need this one. You need this. I said it's kind of heavy. You need this one. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Let's go with it.
Yeah.
I hadn't put it down yet.
Besides John Daly, favorite PGA golfer that you like to follow?
Bubba Watson, Ricky Fowler.
Why those two?
You know what? They're not by the book. They're a little bit different. When you watch Bubba Watson, well, first of all, Lindsay said he has part nut blooded because he walks like y'all. All right, so that's why.
Okay.
All right. But if you notice Bubba Watson's feet, they're everywhere. You know, not fundamentally, hey, transfer what everywhere. But that club's still hitting the ball where it's supposed to be. I like people like that. It's kind of like your different shot. You know, different throwing mode, all those things get the job done.
Sure.
Of course, Ricky Fowler, Scott Verplank, all these guys that I've known at Oklahoma State, I've always had a special feeling for those guys because I got to see Scott Verplank firsthand. You know, he'd come in our office when I was an assistant coach, and been around him when he swung and always followed him a little bit. Bob Tway, all those guys.
Yeah.
You know, Phil Mickelson, Tiger Woods, all those. When I got the chance to go to Augusta, of course, the crowds are always around those guys. So I like watching those guys.
So you like to watch it on TV as well. Mm-hmm. You watch the majors?
Majors. And I tell you what's surprising, too, Trey, is I watch the majors. Watch it real hard. I love it. I watch the ladies golf, too. And the ladies golf, the one thing that's helped me is they're much – I love Dustin Johnson. All right, we all love him. Mm-hmm. That club's going 200 miles an hour.
Right.
All right, I can't do that. But if you watch the ladies, fundamentally, they're the soundest there is. Good, nice, and slow, and that ball's still going down the fairway.
Yeah.
And so they've kind of helped me just watching them. I could imitate them a little bit, with some of the swings that are slower and consistent.
Yeah.
I wish I could be John Daly and Dustin Johnson. Not going to happen.
Well, doesn't everybody?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about everybody, but if you could take the combination of John Daly and Dustin Johnson and put it together, you'd be a heck of a golfer.
Be over.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you'd be winning a lot of majors. Last question. Tiger Woods, can he come back from the injury?
If anybody can, I'd say he can. I can't ever count him out. I love his heart, love how he's the way he's been raised by his father and the way he trains and works. And this is going to be tough now.
He said it's the toughest thing he's ever had to go through.
Have to be. I mean, most people are going to say there's no way. But if there's anybody that can come back, Tiger Woods.
And I think Phil just gave him something to shoot for.
Yeah, that's right. No doubt about it.
Tiger's going to try. If there's any way humanly possible for him, he will try and win a major past the age of 50.
That's right. That's exactly right.
I don't know which one it'll be. I don't know where they are in a couple of years. I mean, it's got to be a course that suits him.
Right.
Augusta is one of those courses that suits him.
Wow. That's right.
All right. Where can people find you this fall?
CBS Sports Network. We're back now. Now, last year I was fortunate enough to stay home.
Right.
And that was real good.
But you're going to be hopping on the plane and staying right there off of Fifth Avenue in New York.
That's the plan. Hope everybody stays healthy.
Coach, thanks so much for this. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Minnows Plus is your local source for live bait and live well supplies. They carry the entire line of SureLife products, everything from better bait and finer shiner to no ammonia products to keep your bait and your catch thriving till you get back to the dock. They are the best source for all your private land ponds. Minnows Plus has fish food and pond fertilizer to keep your pond healthy and thriving all year long. If you own or run a bait and tackle shop and need to resupply, contact Minnows Plus and ask about their wholesale prices. Open to the public and walk-ins are welcome. Find them on the web at minnowsplus.com.
This is Thomas Blackman with Blackman Auctions. Me sponsoring a golf show is great irony. I've been a phenomenally bad golfer for 30 years. I don't know the difference between a penalty area and a bunker. I like it, but I'm really bad. You listen to this show and to Trey because he's a great golfer and knows the game backwards and forwards. I know auctions like Trey knows golf. I've been a professional auctioneer for 30 years. I know auctions. Trey knows golf. Listen to the correct expert. Call me to learn about auctions, not Trey. Since 1938, better auctions are Blackman Auctions.
Welcome back to From the Short Grass. Before we head to the next tee and Adam Carney, I want to tell you about Minnows Plus. MinnowsPlus.com. For all you golfers out there that love to wet a hook, fish a little bit, go see my good friends at Minnows Plus. You can find them on the web, MinnowsPlus.com. They have all the bait and live tackle supplies you will need for your next fishing trip. Go see them, MinnowsPlus.com. On the tee now, with our weekly rules segment, it's Adam Carney.
Adam, Rule 7 involves searching and identifying your golf ball. Mm-hmm. Let's say I hit it into the rough, and it's knee-high grass, even ankle-high grass sometimes,
Sure.
Some high fescue or zoysia, Bermuda. You can't really tell, and your ball's down there somewhere. What's the procedure? What can I do? Because I don't want to move the golf ball, or is that okay now?
So, yes, it is okay now. It was not before. You know, the first change, obviously, we've gone from a search period of 5 minutes to 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
And I think we discussed on one of our previous podcasts about, you know, a lot of the rules changed trying to help pace of play. Mm-hmm. That's one of the rules changes to help pace of play. Personally, I don't like it. I think 5 minutes is fair. 3 minutes is just, I mean, there's just so many places the ball can be, because then we get into situations if the ball is lost, where is it lost? Yeah, and we don't know for certain. So now, and I think a very good rules change, if you're searching for the golf ball and you cause it to move, you're going to be okay. You cannot, quote unquote, improve the lie of the golf ball intentionally, and you are allowed to recreate that lie. So if you're pressing down grass and you expose your golf ball, then you need to recreate the lie. And this rule has been around for a long time. Most people don't realize it, but, you know, a ball plugs in the lip of a bunker and it's invisible. I mean, I've seen that happen a lot.
But you can go in there like a dog trying to dig for a bone
and
move that sand all over the place.
Rake, club, you name it. And it didn't matter if you're the player or not. You had the opportunity to, you know, get in there and search for that golf ball. And then once you found it, you had to replace it, recreate the lie. If it was completely invisible, you would have to bury it back in the sand. And then you could remove enough sand to where
you can see the golf ball.
A part of the golf ball.
Okay.
Not the entire golf ball,
well,
but a part.
So that you know that is the golf ball. That's what my intention is to hit.
Yeah, that's correct. Searching for a golf ball, I mean, we took the penalty away for a player causing his ball to move during search. The other side of that, in match play, if you and I are playing in match play and you're my opponent, and you're helping me search for my golf ball and you cause my ball to move, you lose the hole. Or that may have been a one-stroke penalty back then. I can't remember. It's changed over the years. Long story short, you're playing me in match play, and I've hit it into some tall grass just out of common courtesy and because, you know, our game is a game of honor. You know, you're going to come over and help me try and find my golf ball. And that's when we had to make a change and say, hey, if the ball is, you know, moved by the opponent in match play, there's no longer a penalty for that. Mm-hmm. It seemed, you know, you couldn't get anybody to help you find your golf ball. That rule changed, I think, for the good, and now the player has every opportunity. I mean, I think if you're going to cut the time from 5 minutes to 3 minutes, then you need to absolve the player of, you know, any potential penalty option or opportunity if he causes his ball to move and search. Because, you know, in 3 minutes, I'm going to be searching faster.
Sure.
And I'm going to be searching more aggressively.
No doubt.
So now, you know, with 3 minutes, maybe it's a fair trade-off. The reality is, I mean, on tour, we don't see lost golf balls. Mm-hmm. I mean, I remember Tiger lost one on the first hole at Muirfield at the Open a few years ago. But, you know, you and I go out and play a casual round of golf at PV or somewhere like that, and I hit one into bad country. I mean, we don't have 60,000 spectators around that are going to go, oh, yeah, your ball's right here. You know, we lose golf balls all the time in areas that are not in penalty areas or bunkers, and you know that doesn't happen on the PGA Tour or major championships or things like that. So
yeah, we go play PV, you might lose one into Miss Wilson's pool.
I could lose one anywhere right now. Trust me, I keep a good supply of golf balls when I go play.
He's Adam Carney. I'm Trey Schaap. If you have a rules question, email us from theshortgrass@gmail.com.
That'll do it for this edition of From the Short Grass. I want to thank Houston Nutt for spending some time and sitting down with us, and as always, Adam Carney for his expertise in the rules of golf. Want to leave you with this quote from Lee Trevino: "Putts get real difficult the day they hand out the money." Remember to always repair your ball marks on the greens and a couple of others. Stay hydrated out there, and I hope to see you from the Short Grass.
You've been listening to From the Short Grass, a weekly podcast dedicated to the game of golf. From the Short Grass is brought to you by MinnowsPlus.com and Blackman Auctions. This has been a presentation of the Buzz Radio Network.